Get it comfortable in this chair. And let me center myself so that I don't like just be jolted into like the gravity of some of this stuff. It's like when you start talking about it, it's like it dawned on you all in a second that, yeah, this is what we're talking about. Like, oh, and it makes your stomach drop like you're on a roller coaster. So, hey, welcome back to the Faithful Wisdom Warrior Show. It's your girl, Wisdom. And I got to do my disclaimer. Here on this channel, you know, I study the Bible like Indiana Jones. And like if I could go to a Comic-Con dressed as a character, I would go as the hidden character. Her name is Wisdom. So when you're watching this channel and I have this hat on, it's because I'm creating my own Comic-Con. So at that point, I am Wisdom. I don't break character. And currently, we're discussing the dual story that one, the story that's going on in the Bible, and two, the story that is happening and unfolding that is like giving prophecy in real life. All right. So if you're not willing to research anything that I'm saying, I wonder if you could even hear what I'm saying. It looks like I might need to move this because it looks like because God told me to put this out. We're going to talk about all of this. His birthday. Remember, this was called The Grinch That Stole Christmas. And then when they changed the time, they stole Christmas from him. So, but I'm going to move that over there for now. I'm just going to put this stuff out. Oh, them dogs. Oh, well, everybody else let their dogs run free. Hopefully mine will give me some. Oh, there they go. Okay. So I hope I have the sound and everything. So if anyone comes in and they can't hear me, let me know if you can hear me or not. You know, so if anyone comes in, I don't like the way my hat look. Okay, well that's okay. You know, let me know if you can hear me or not. That'd be a blessing because it looks like I have no signal. But I'm not sure. Like it hasn't went red or anything. It just got one bar. But it says the Wi-Fi is good, so I'm going to keep on going. So like I was saying, if you don't want to research anything that I've said, you know, don't worry your pretty little head about it. But right now, you know, just take it as entertainment. But right now we are deep within this story of the Bible being real and decoding it as such, right? Like I said, like Indiana Jones. So I need to reintroduce my purpose. That's what God told me to do. He told me to reintroduce myself, right? On January 8th, 2019. Well, actually, wait, let me back up. On January 7th, I always have to do that because I always yell out January 8th because that's the day it happened, but it begun on January 7th. I'm about to tell y'all this story. I hope y'all paying attention. And it happened in real life and it's documented here back then. So it's documented, okay? January 8th, 2019. No, I mean, I did it again. January 7th, 2019. I was laying in my bed and I was scrolling Facebook. Listen to that. I wasn't even a YouTube girl back then. So I was scrolling Facebook, right? And I saw someone shared this girl's dream. This girl had a dream, and she was basically talking about the end of the world and all these tornadoes, and it was just a horrific. And she gave this like deep from her soul plea that we would get right, you know, before his coming, right? And and then that night I went to bed, right? Didn't think much more of it. Just woke up with it on my mind or in my heart. I can't explain it, but well, the best way to explain is if picture if your children had forgot your birthday and then they said, like when you called to hang out with them for your birthday, they said, I'm sorry, I can't hang out, I gotta go get these kids some gifts. I don't have time, I gotta do this for these you know, for something else other than his birthday, right? So this was January 8th, 2019. That's the feeling I woke up with the next day, you know? And I must admit, in my heart, I thought, if that's how you feel, God, and you really are about to destroy the world, this is what I actually thought. Wow, now look at us in the future. Look at us in the future. But I thought, and you really are about to destroy the world, I'm going to call off work to hang out with you and ask, you know, just hang out with you all day and ask that you forgive us, you know, that you forgive us. You could go back and see older videos. My back is hurting here. But you could go back and see older videos. Like I said, it's around January 8th, 2019. And it's so real right now, guys, you know? The fact that, hold on, I want to make sure. Please, if you're out there, let me know if you can hear me. That means so much to me because it feels like I only see one bar, so I can't tell if you can hear me. But put a thumbs up if you can hear me. And this story is so deep to my soul, you know? It's the day I became wisdom, right? So it's hard to recount, you know? I mean, like, it brings a lot of emotion up, you know? So, I call myself gonna call off work, but I didn't even lie to like my boss. I didn't say I was sick or anything like that. I literally trying to say, look, we love you. We do love you. We just don't know no better. You know, I told her I was gonna take the rest of the day off. Like, actually, I said I wasn't even coming in so that I could spend time with God, right? So then I sat down at the my dining room table back then. Y'all remember that was in the videos, right? And I said, God, tell me which way to go, right? What do I do? Where would you like me to study, right? And at that point, it was Bible Gateway, right? Bible Gateway verse of the day. So I saw it, so I clicked on it. And when I clicked on it, I saw it was something about the book, you know, it was the book of Amos. That's the important part of the story, right? And because I wasn't like I am now in the Bible. So when I saw the book of Amos, it was like, I didn't know there was a book of Amos, you know. All I knew about was famous Amos cookies kind of thing, you know, and I laughed about it. And I was like, let's go see what Amos got to say. So I went to go read the book of Amos, and lo and behold, it was about the destruction of the world, just like that girl had said the night before. But this time, everybody was in it. All the stars was in it. You know, Donald Trump was in it. Trayvon Martin was in it. R. Kelly was in it. Everybody was in it. Michael Jackson was in it. Everybody that was in the headlines doing some crazy stuff was right there in the book of Amos. The only thing that was missing was their names, you know? So at that point, I yell out, "Oh my God," because that was a confirmation. And it wasn't like I literally, don't you know how you try to shrug something off and say, that's a 1 in a million shot. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really the end of the world. You know, everybody think they can hear. I even have remember saying back then, everybody think they can hear from God. Oh, didn't God catch my tongue on it? Like, then he just jokes on you. You really can hear from God. And people really do be hearing from God. It's true. I ain't got no reason to play with y'all. Y'all know I don't. I've given up my whole life to do what God said do. Like I've denied thyself, picked up that cross and followed him. So it's true. So, okay, let's get back to the story. So remember, at this point, I have this deep feeling in my soul that we missed God's birthday and that he was about to destroy the earth. Like he just was done with us and was ready to destroy the. Thank you. Can you? So that means you can hear me if you say, hey there, I love you. I'm telling the story of how I became wisdom the day January 8th, 2019. So once I saw the book of Amos was about the end of the world and that confirmation hit hard, all I could scream was, pray. We got to pray. We got to pray. It happened, that confirmation was like, I tried to throw that as far away from me as possible. And it came back the next morning, and I had to go to work, but no, I called off randomly to sit down. You get what I'm saying? So it was just so like, and I started screaming, pray. So I called Faithful and I was screaming, trying to tell her. But my heart was just crying so hard, And I was trying to tell her, like, God said, like, he said the end is not near, it's here. I said, we got to pray, we got to pray. And I'm screaming out, we got to pray. And then, just then, it felt like when I understood we had to pray for all of humanity. Like, no, even our worst enemy, because what's coming, we don't want to pray. We don't want that to happen to our worst enemy. You get what I'm saying? Like, God is about to come out of his spot. Like, have you ever heard your mother say, don't make me come out my hookup? God about to come up out his hookup. So I'm screaming, pray, pray, pray. And just then it felt like I got hit in the chest. But not like hit in the chest. It was like, whew. Like it was I don't even know how to explain it. And then I fell to the ground and I went, oh, and it felt like the crown of my head. It felt like the crown of my head had extreme centralized chills. Right? So I always say it felt like it opened up, but it was extreme. Like, picture when the Holy Ghost touched you across your back. A few of y'all have had that experience where you go, oh, that's real, real. That it was that, but right here. Whew. So remember, the key effect here is that it felt like we missed God's birthday. I want y'all to understand that, okay? That's the key to that experience. I'm about to go on to the next one. But remember, and the day that I became wisdom, like that was the day something happened. I always say that was the day I had my supernatural experience, but now I know it was the day I became wisdom. And the end of it, you're going to see, it's true. It's true. Documented in history is true, right? So let's keep going. Whew. And that is really God's birthday. That's another thing. I'm about to show it to y'all. What God, like, we about to expose what God's real birthday is right now. Because there ain't no way I could have contrived this. I couldn't have put this together. I mean, y'all, I'm barely living. I'm barely surviving. There ain't no way I could have put this together. You get what I'm saying? So let's keep going. So time goes on, right? Time goes on. And honestly, I put that, like, don't you know how you be pumped about something one day, but after a while, it kind of feels like it drained and you just back to regular life. So that's kind of how I went on living, like back to regular life. And then on June 11th, it was June 11th. It was the day before my birthday or on my birthday. I'm not exactly sure. We could look it up in the almanac, right? It was the biggest earthquake that Cleveland has like had in my lifetime. Like I've never, and this was a where you did this, where you went, so that it wasn't like even under the breath. It was where you felt the world jumping, trembling, And at that point I remembered, so we went from January 8th to June 12th, right? And at that point I remembered that God said the end was not near, it was here. And then I had said, if I could work for these MLMs, y'all know Avon, all them MLM type companies, and do good at them, because I'm willing to talk to anybody, the least I could do is when I'm get into the range of someone say, God is love, Jesus is forgiveness. Nobody could stand in the presence of love without the power to forgive, right? That, like, I could at least do that. Make sure that everybody got forgiveness planted in their heart if I don't do any other part of this mission you're giving me, God. So then I went on like that. So remember, I then started just doing Bible studies. I started talking to people. Then I had the premonition about something really bad coming. Now remember, this is 2019, right? Had the premonition about something really bad coming. Ended up having a preppers group in my home. Faithful was a part of it. All the people we come over, it was like 5 women. They come over and we talk about the different things to get. But the only person that got the stuff we talk about was Faithful, and that's how me and Faithful got like really close. Is because we was comparing, we was going in on stuff. We saw that it was coming, and that's how. I don't know if it reconnected, but yeah, when it happened, when that thing happened, many of the people came back to us like, how did you know? How did you know? And all I could say was, God showed me. Like, he just showed me. I don't know how to explain it. He just showed me, right? So all kinds of time go on. Visions popping. I done seen a vision of my husband, what he was doing behind sneaky peek. And then my daddy died. Then I did the vision of Tonga. But then, okay, wait. Now we got to go to October 31st. Okay, this is important because I got to prove it. Then you will be able to see truly happy birthday, God. You get what I'm saying? So, October 31st, all right, I have a dream, basically the exact beach scene of, what was the name of that movie? Leave the World Behind. That exact same scene. Like, so if you want to visualize it, on Leave the World Behind, when she was sitting on that beach, I had the exact same scene, except for instead of a ship, it was a like high tsunami, to where how far away it was and I could still see it. I knew it was gigantic. And the people on the shore was doing the same thing in that movie. Oh, we got time. Then I said, why I'm listening to these white folks? I gotta go. That's exactly, we laugh about it every time I tell this story, okay? Then the scene switch and I'm in like a war room, a strategy room, and God is telling his chosen, like you could feel like it's key people from all around the world. That's something I remember feeling too. I don't think I ever told y'all that. But you could feel it was like his key people. And I said, no, the meeting was ending, and then I said, just give me a hint, please. Wait, don't go. Give me a hint as to when the date is. I promise I'll search it out. Like I was begging, I promise I'll search it out. And then his hand pointed to it was like numbers started scrolling on the wall like the NASDAQ. And I didn't have a pen, so I'm screaming, get a pen. And they scrolling. And I'm like, well, I ain't gonna get no pen in time, so I'm just gonna grab this one number. And I screamed as I was coming out of my sleep. The man that my ex-husband could tell you, I screamed it. I went, 26. That's scary. That's spooky. Well, ain't nobody got time for that. Because the Book of Wisdom says that's a fear to be laughable. But Okay, so then uh we all know about the 26. So just put that in your head too. That's the next important piece, right? I needed, remember I gave y'all, what was the first one? That God felt like we missed his birthday, right? And that I grabbed the number 26 out of the air, okay? Like in my dream. And it has been documented here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Which one was the next one, Father? So y'all have seen the journey with these candles. Let me grab the candles. Oh, Linda, I hope you like it. I still got to put the rim around it, right? So y'all have seen the journey with these candles, okay? Um, God, and so the last one was in 20. The last thing I told y'all about was in 2020, and then in 2021, God told me to make I thought it was forgiveness oil, but no, it was. I know it was always candles. I just didn't have the stuff to make candles, but I did have olive oil to make oil. You know what I mean? But he told me to make wise men candles out of frankincense, myrrh, and gold, and he was telling me like as if this is something that would protect you. This is something that will. But at the same point, you have to have pure forgiveness in your heart, like, because this is your, like, that worst hour moment. You get what I'm saying? That's what you light this candle for. Okay, so I walked away from the flower because you know what, it wasn't wisdom, right? My name's Wisdom, right? And here's what y'all, I don't know if y'all know this about me. Yeah, I've done videos on it. I love to invent stuff. You know, that just makes me so happy if I can invent something or make something usable in another kind of way. You know, and these candles have to stay pure, right? They have to stay pure, so I couldn't leave them sitting out. I had to make tops for them. You see how it looks like the tree of life, right? And it's got the blue, right? Oh, wow. Remember how God told me don't mail her candle unless I put something blue on it? Now, mind you, I didn't Google that first, never knew about that first, nothing, okay? Well, I knew that some kind of way that needed blue, but I didn't know the details of needing blue. You get what I'm saying? It is literally the way the Ark of the Covenant travels. That's the thing I didn't know. Like, no, they got to put this blue thing over it for when it's traveling. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. So, but yeah, I invented it. You know, I like just something little token. You know what I mean? But it's a magnet and it's got a look. This is a clip. You know what I mean? That's kind of cool. So so I figured that's more my speed for it to be functional. You know, I like that. That's like like if I put something on something, that's usually it's gonna be functional. So I got to put the blue rim around here, then I'm going to send it off. But that's another thing. I can't send them unless they perfect, you know, because they are blessed candles. Go back and look at the video about them being blessed candles. We don't, you know, I'm not going to go through that right now. I'm going to put the blue down across here and across here, right? That's going to be nice. But we'll we've studied those. Me and Jamila. Oh my goodness. Praise God for God sending Jamila back into my life. She's the reason why I could do this video right now. Because that girl sent me. When y'all see what I have written on this wall, it's going to blow y'all mind. Because now it all comes full. I hope that went back on. But yeah, so there's all these references. That's what I'm trying to say is there's all these references to some form of light coming from this mysterious character named Wisdom in the Bible and Apocrypha, right? But let's keep going. No, y'all. There's more, right? So before you be like, that's a coincidence. How many coincidences we about to get to before we have to call it the truth? Okay. Whew. So some other stuff happened. I'm not gonna go into any of that. That speak no evil, hear no evil. We'll get to that one another time. So I sit down, like, after having a rough day, like, I sit down and I begin to watch a documentary about the Magi, right? And I'm trying to get more information about what? Frankincense, myrrh, and gold, right? That's what I'm trying to get more information about, okay? But when I turn on this video, this man's, like it says, the Magi. I'm about to play it. I'm about to play it. So that way y'all can never say, I fabricated that one. All right. So, but his voice is so monotone. Like, so when God told me to click on it, his voice is monotone. I was about to turn it off, right? And then God said, don't turn it off. By the end of this, something going to jump out at you and just, you going to know that you know something. So I'm telling you, just let them play in the black background while you clean the house. But there's something in this that you need to hear and understand. So hold on, I'm about to put it on. I'm about to put it on the video because my phone is the remote. So give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. They got their little long thing here, but hold on. We're going to just let me try to skip it.
Expanding Jesus' kingship to both Jews and Gentiles like the Magi alike.
Hold on.
Along with the traditional 3 gifts, they also bring Jesus gold coins.
Hold on. Wait, I got to find out where it's at. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Listen to this.
For instance, in the Proto-Evangelium of James, this is from the latter half.
I think this is. Hold on, y'all. I'm doing this best.
Of Jesus, along with the Magi.
And so this is that video called the Magi.
Jerusalem in this one. I think that's frankly how it plays out in most people's mind when they actually think of the birth story. They don't really talk about the part where
Hold on. I want to try not to get flagged either, so I'm trying to talk through it. But it's about to say it, and y'all gonna see it.
It doesn't happen in the Gospel of Matthew, thus showing the ascendancy of Jesus above all other earthly kings. Again, this is a neat new detail kind of developed out of Matthew, but not really there. Further, the Magi are led not to a house in this document, but to a cave to present their gifts.
I think this is about to be it.
The cave here is probably serving as a kind of literary bookend as the title of being King of the Jews that I mentioned a moment ago. Jesus being born and eventually buried in a kind of cave or rock-cut tomb. In another document, Pseudo-Matthew, a Latin gospel, like text from the 6th or 7th century.
Hold on. I'm going to talk a little bit through it just so that they don't flag me.
2 years after Jesus' birth.
Oh, I hope I didn't miss it.
This Pseudo-Matthew text has them traveling
to
the east, but remember, it never tells you how long it took them to get there. It just says that they traveled from the east.
I know what I'll do. I'll back it up and just let it play quietly in the background so I can just tell y'all too.
By the time they get there, and they seek out the king born to us, as opposed to the king born.
It's it. Listen.
Magi arrive. January the 8th.
The exact date the Magi arrived, January 8th. Let's do that again so y'all can hear it. Listen to that.
Gold coins, though the text here is probably pretty corrupt. And this is probably symbolic, acting as a kind of royal tribute to the toddler king Jesus. The 6th century Armenian infancy gospel, based on an early Syriac text, gives us actually the exact date when the Magi arrive. January the 8th.
Hold up. Hold up. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? January 8th? January 8th? What day did this happen to me? And what I felt like on that day. I felt like the deep feeling that God was heartbroken that all of his children forgot his birthday. When was that? When was this? 2 days ago? This was put up 2 days ago. So y'all know this January 8th, 2019 is when this happened. So the 3 wise men arrived to Bethlehem on January 8th. And so I didn't name myself Wisdom. Like, it happened. It was something that happened. And God told me, if you're going to keep that name, you're going to have to get some self-esteem. Because I used to keep trying to explain to people why my name was Wisdom on Facebook. Because, He said, you're going to have to get some self-esteem if you're going to keep that name, is what he told me. And y'all know that, like, to make money, there's other things that I could do, you know? But God himself is saying this is needed for the light in the dwelling. And then we looked into it. This was literally, everything in here are the gifts from heaven. So it's a piece of heaven on earth is what it represents, because these were the gifts that were given to Adam. We didn't know this when God gave me this. I didn't know this. You get what I'm saying? All I knew is that the three wise men had given it, and it was like a symbolic gift of, even though they're Gentiles or from the wrong side of the tracks, this is how you make it. You know what I mean? I want to give you something to make it, little guy. That's the way God made me feel about it. You know, it's like they brought gifts to protect them. This was something to protect that barn and to give light unto that barn or to make that barn feel better. So that's all I got to say about that. Now, wait, there's more. There's more, guys. There's more. So what do we now know? All of our current subscribers and listeners, y'all seen the evolution of everything. Y'all saw, go look at my community page when I found out that we were 13 days in the future of the of the real date, right? Y'all remember I asked AI that, and then it changed and said that it couldn't. I'm glad I screenshotted it, because first it could tell me what the date was, but then all of a sudden it said, nope, I can't tell you. There's no way for me to tell you what the date is, right? Whew. Subtract 13 days from January. Okay, I wonder if it's gonna work here. So yeah, you subtract that many days, then 26. They don't want us to tell it, but that's why we on earth is to tell it. So yeah, that's to see if it'll get better. It got better for a second. But yeah, try to step back in. So let me see if I can also show y'all this. Now, Jamila had, like, don't you know, we've been always, you know, interacting over, you know, Telegram and stuff like that. So all the different pictures of all the different things God has shown me, I've sent her over all this time. So it kind of acted as a log of everything that's happened. You know what I mean? But this painting right here, I still have this one. But it's super important because back then, like, I don't know. So annoying. Gone, gone, gone. No. I'm trying to do this. Y'all be under my feet. So this was the title, all right? And it was talking about when they agreed upon changing the date, okay? And take a look here. So we got January 8th, 2019 is really 12/26, 2018, because it's the 13 difference, right? So I told y'all that story. Now, 10/4 was everybody agreed upon it. Y'all saw what happened this year on 10/4. I mean, we said this back then, but we see they keeping real to that too, you know? Now, on the thing Jamila sent, we had said that 12/4 was really Thanksgiving. But when I looked at it, like I think I was off by two. Like I just checked to see if I was off. Like was it really 12/6? And I subtracted it from this year, and it ended up on Thanksgiving, right? So I went, oh, so 12/6 is the real Thanksgiving. But look, 666. That come on, that's my birthday backwards. Remember we talked about that. That's why I keep saying I'm the woman that ran into the wilderness, because that's the verse for chapter 12, verse 6. And dude that came to my house had that birthday. And the little girl, I'm telling y'all, if I thought I was going crazy, people giving me a great story for why. Because remember the little girl, like every single thing about me was like her mother who had the same birthday that was no longer here. I'm telling you, I think they was trying to get me. And man, if I told y'all what happened within the past, remember I was all ranting on here, come knock on my door. Man, dude, drove down the street. I ain't never seen that man drive down my street. But he drove down my street and waved. That was all I needed to see. I'm done. Leave me alone. I'm gonna stay in my house and do what I do. So, anyways, I'm going in the house, see that, and there's so much going, shots, explosions, all kinds of stuff going. I'm gonna go inside before anybody come around here, but I hear something coming around here. I ain't even trying to be out here. But I told y'all all kinds of stuff been going on. Gunshots, explosions, like all kinds of stuff been going on. But praise God, God said, I don't know. God said, the Goshen shall not be touched. And this is truly his Goshen. The ground has officially been consecrated. You know, God took me through spreading my dad's ashes and giving the land back to God, and through, you know, like, you know, you give your earthly father unto your heavenly father, that kind of thing. So it's also, that means it's Dracula free zone too. You get what I'm saying? Come on now, we ain't playing. The truth is the truth. So if, you know, you might want to think about such things too. Let's be real. But yeah, I'm going back in the house when you know, I just want to be able to show you guys that one, this is God's birthday. So for the next 13 days, act like it. You know, don't act like it's this money grubbing. Remember I told y'all how God felt about that Christmas tree, you know? But he ain't like it. It's like a stepfather, like saying, you know, putting something in the middle of the floor saying, you know, pay attention to that and not your dad. You get what I'm saying? Like a bribe. It's a bribe away from their away from their father's birthday. You get what I'm saying? So acknowledge his birthday, because we're really here. This really has happened. He really did send these candles. He really did. His birthday really is on the 25th, which technically, unfortunately, because of what they've done, that's like January 7th, actually. It's like January 7th. Because remember, the 26th was the day after. Go on, dog. You little stinky butt. I want to see if I could go back inside because I wrote it all on the wall. But if not, I'm gonna end this video. Oh, I don't let the dogs in. That's all right. Let's turn this around. But yeah, so that may be the real Thanksgiving, right? Between 12/4 and 12/6 might be the real Thanksgiving. Also, Take a look right here. Look when the darkness comes. This 8, 6, 7, 8, right? Between here is when, like, where we would be on the grand scheme of things, right? But you see, it means darkness. It's the part that lights up. Like other times when I've done this, it was about reward or sacrifice. Remember? It was like God's glory and grace. Look at that. Like 612 was God's glory and grace. This was his reward. That was his punishment. Y'all remember that? We ain't supposed to be in the black, the part that is like that lights up, glow in the dark, neon green in the dark, like when it's dark outside, right? That ain't where we supposed to be right now. When I first made this, my inkling we was gonna be between, Red October. Y'all remember that? I was thinking Red October, but the truth is looking a little bit more like this one. Right? So, hey, go lay down. Go. Go. Oh, this little Damascus. He is just so cute and sweet. Good boy. Lay down. Oh, because I said good boy too soon, he stepped off and walked away. Like, it was almost like I said good boy, and he went, oh, that meant I can get off. Hold on, let me show y'all. Damascus, lay down. Damascus, lay down, boy. Here, let me get some lovey. Let me get some lovey in there. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of that lovey. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of that lovey. Hello. Hello, Damascus. Hello. Hello, Damascus. I love your eyes. Look, I'm falling over. Okay, so yeah, that's the message is stay in high alert. Don't do, if I was you, I would do some type of, some type of tribute to God. It's his birthday. This year we ain't gonna miss it, Spend time with him, talk with him. I would say hide thyself. Yeah, yeah. And if it's, not like, cause I still don't know between the two. Look, we're back to the 26th and the 8th as one date this time. That ain't never happened before. Remember, we'll always get back to the 8th or the 26th, but it wasn't as one date. This is as one date. This is as one. So at this point, I'm wondering how is the dragon gonna spew water at me? That's the way it's getting at this point. Where the water coming from? I'm glad that there's a opening on that side and like I sit between two hollers. I'm glad I sit between two hollers. Where the water coming from? Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Just like it is for y'all, like hard to stomach that it's real. It's hard for me to stomach that it's real too. But God told me that part of that pageant thing was about, being able. Come on, dog. Get out of here. Come on. Get out of here. Uh, Being able to acknowledge when something's like, yep, that really did happen. Did that just happen? Yep, that really did happen. Oh, this really happening. So, I feel like God has given us a final warning, a last chance. I feel like I don't know when. I know I begged in a dream, and that has come up, and now it's coming up in one date. And the president of the United States made a movie about it, where as if, like, I felt like that was the scene in my dream, I just was the little girl and it wasn't a slave ship. So, there's, okay. Mm. Hmm. Mm. Ugh, I just want to say, I was about to say, yeah, I just want to say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall feel no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table in the presence of my enemies. No, you anoint my head with oil, and you prepare a table in the presence of thine enemies. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Amen. Mm, mm. Y'all spend time with him. He's reaching out. He has reached out. Now we got to reach back. He said it over and over in his word. He said if you in that city, you got to know he coming to that city to harm it. He literally say over and over again in his word, I'm coming there for harm and not good. And that if you my people, you wouldn't be there. You know, he talk about it all the time. He say about how obstinate they were, that he did everything in their power to get them out and they still didn't move. Oh, and he told me, I got to close the gates. I got to close the gates. Praise God. But he did say that. He said, everybody that he bring here, they gonna find their way here. That's what he said. And that I got to act as a guardsman. Like how those evil gatekeepers been corrupting people so they could get in the gate in that old world. Well, I got to be the gatekeeper to make sure that you are good. Like I'm literally looking to see how good you are, because this gonna be the place for the helpless. You get what I'm saying? The place, this got to be that safe zone for the helpless, for the orphan and the widow, and that's what God told me it was gonna be. But wow, we here. And he said that, look, the name of the cities in four corners around me is Good Luck Wisdom alone. Good Luck Wisdom alone. Mm. Only documented slave in this neighborhood is a lady named Auntie Wiz. They got a picture in the Metcalf County book. Mm. I'm sorry. You see what I mean by my... And I want you to know I'm not doing that for me. I'm doing that for if this is really happened to me, and I really did heed his word, no matter how hard it's been, then that means what he's about to what our sidesteps about to happen. What he helped me sidestep is about to happen. That thing that I wanted to warn people about. To remember that I had a dream that I didn't warn nobody, even though I knew what was coming. And so I end up having to leave my kids to go search through dead bodies for my cousins and my family. Wow. But in reality, no, I warned everybody over and over and over and over again, relentlessly. I warned everybody like my life depended on it. Gave up everything to, like God said, like Jeremiah bought a field. The whole nine. Whole nine. Mm, 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 mm. So that means that, so I'm telling you right now, listen to God. Listen to him. That's another thing. He told me he talks to everybody. Everybody. Only people that can't hear him are those that ain't supposed to hear him. Real talk. That's what he told me. I'm going to tell you, the only difference between me and you, when I first started doing this, it was because I allowed my imagination to run with the Bible. No, you know how the Bible say, let God be true? I let it be true. I put on the hat and said it's true. And then let it just, my imagination ran with it. You give it, or what I thought was my imagination, to where it was literally like, no, God said, no, God said, y'all, no, for real, God said, because it was too much happening for it not to be God said, you know. So I'm saying all this to say, I know the moment that I saw like them doing what they're doing in the government and on, it's like they're not fighting Shiva's laws. They're not fighting, I don't know. You could see they're following the actual biblical story in what they're doing. Like, all of it is there. Everybody's there. The abomination causes desolation. Everything. His name, Abomination. Abomination. He did it, right? And y'all, everything's there. But it lets you know everything's there for the Christianity Bible. So that tells me, like, if I could watch the devil attack the principles of God, then you know what that lets me know? God is real. No, that's just the best starting point for all of this. Like, are you going to read the Bible overnight and gain all that understanding? I hope so. But who knows? You might not. But what you do need to know is the fact that I'm watching. You're watching everything right there in front of us. It's not like they've tried to keep a secret. They have not, they just basically acting like you shouldn't say nothing. Pray for you, girl. But I promise to stay righteous. God promises that if we stay righteous, that he'll keep us safe. That only unrighteousness is the only way the adversary could really touch you or take you. So, just, but keep me in your prayers, because it's a lot of stuff going on, and I done, a person that don't have no money, like I don't got a dime, don't know how I'm making it. But then, but wait, remember there was 2 checks coming in the mail that matched the amount of my bills. Perfect, right? But then there was another offer that came on the table. And God said, consecrate the land. And then go in the house and hide. That other offer done left the table. I'm just saying. But I'm crazy for thinking this, that, like, so, yeah, do what it takes to, like, do something special for God over the next 13 days, I wouldn't even say, just tomorrow, because at this point, now I see why they got something that long, like Hanukkah or something, because they know they jumbled up the date, So I'm going to say, just to be safe, right? We know the 25th is his birthday. Either way it go, because how did I get back to the 25th? You get what I'm saying? So if it's this tomorrow, right, all the way up until January 8th, spend time with him. Do special things. Forgive everything and everybody. Walk in total forgiveness. Know that your God got it. Take off work for, like, on a specific, like, I choose you over them type moment. You know what I mean? Just do it loud and in front of everybody. Not loud, but you get what I'm saying. But just being like, I'm not going to say I'm sick. Or I'm gonna say I really want to take this day off to spend this time with him, you know, or I don't know, do something in the spirit of truth and righteousness. Um, and let him know that you give it unto him, and forgive your neighbor and say the Lord's Prayer, you know. But he proved today that that really was his birthday. That really was his birthday, and we really did miss it. And he really did tell me to do this so that you'd have a luxury item. Remember, I told you he didn't tell me that this was going uh uh what was I about to say? What did you tell me, Father? You're right. Because I felt like he's saying, no, you're about to say that wrong. Well, yes, it's going to keep you safe. Yes, it is. But it's also going to give you, but will you stay safe without it? I get you, Father. Thank you for stopping me. Will you be safe without it? Yes. Many of you will be safe without it, right? But will you have light in your dwelling? You know what I mean? Like, will you be considered in leadership? Will your family be considered amongst the chosen type thing? Because that's what he showed me, is that, because I was asking him, how did the real Israelites become the Israelites, you know? Y'all heard what I just said, Israelites, lights, Israelites. Several places in that Bible said that when last time this happened, they glowed. I didn't know. I thought it was going to be like, I said it in my last video years and years ago. You know, I thought it was going to be like they got the glow. But I now see it has something to do with this. Or we might glow. You know, I don't know. But one thing I do know, if I know anything for certain, God is real, and he's definitely reaching out his hand. Like, if nothing else, is that what you're saying, Father? Yeah, y'all. Yeah, if you're not willing to leave the city, hide thyself. Isaiah 26, verse 20. Hide yourself in your home. Buy you a really big, hard roll, like industrial roll of aluminum foil to block radiation, and hide yourself in your home. But if you live in Chicago, New York City, Philadelphia, I would say, if you could find a way to, I don't want to tell you to leave. You know, I've been through so much with people, but I want you to know everything in my spirit wants to tell you, run. But I've been through so much to where I can't say such a thing. You know, I've been wrong some too, you know, like it would be just a part of what I thought was going to happen, not the whole thing, or to be on a smaller level, you know. So I don't know, but I'm saying, listen to God. He talking to you. All of his people, if you just let him be the truth. I sidestepped Dracula because God has took me through the process of consecrating the land. I sidestepped the zombies because that's a lot of people. Like, we live, you know, kind of far apart. Like, you know, that'd be crazy. What else we sidestepped? I don't know about if we sidestep. I'm gonna tell her I'm doing a video. Oh, I'm going to send her this video when it's done. Hey, I love you, beautiful Carmen. I appreciate you. I've been so much has been going on. I apologize. I have not been able to get back to you, but I love you. But I'm definitely found about my Father's business right now. You know, this is what most days I only have enough energy to push out and enough courage to push out this information for as far as he'll let me get it out. And yeah, a lot has happened. So with that being said, guys, listen to God. Let him be true. And do what do what it takes to make your family safe. You know, do what it takes. Like if that means going to the house, you remember when they did that power outage up there in, you know, the Northeast, where people didn't have lights for like a week. Remember, the water went out within 24 hours, right? So get you some water. Start filling up as many containers of water as possible. Even your old water bottles when you drink a glass, I mean a bottle of bottled water, you know. Start doing what you can. Cuz I understand just upping and leaving your family, that's hard. That's hard to do. But at the same point, I did it. That's all I got to say about that. But I get it. It's hard to do. So do what you can. You know, like we never say die. So even if you in the city, you know, do what it takes to prepare for what God is telling you is coming. Don't travel abroad right now. Stay off a plane right now. I mean, we are at that biblical point in the story where the pale horse comes, and they always say he was a green horse. Y'all know the color, me and Jamila found this out. The color of speed is green. The color of speed. Like if something going, like you would think that it was red, wouldn't you? The color of speed is green. Deep. So they said that the radiation from the dragon Beetlejuice would get here in 2024, and the sky is gonna light up green. So that means, you know, it looked like we got a little bit of time, maybe, to get your house in order, get your gas mask, get your, I don't know, the things that God is telling you you're going to need if you're going to stay in that city. And that would be a great tribute to his birthday, too, is just taking this time to say, you know what? I'm going to let God be true from now until the 8th. And I'm going to do what it takes to believe he's... Revelations 11 said they gave gifts over the bodies of the witnesses. You know, what if it's those that witnessed it? You know, what if that's what it is? What if it's those that witnessed it? Like, if something happened around this time, how much cleanup would there be, you know, for Christmas? Would they go on and just have Christmas? You know, that's something to think about. But we know that that's what that verse was talking about, right? So talk with God. All right. So I gotta go. I did what he said do. I feel good about it. And yeah, these really are those candles that are gonna light, where you have light in your dwelling when nothing else will light. During the I really think it's gonna be like 30 days of darkness. I really always feel like I've been told y'all that a few times. But yeah, that they really are those candles. Go back and look. You know, I'll probably do another video on the candle some other day, but now ain't the time. But I'm going to tell you this. If you do want a candle, they're $23. And whatever, it's because it's the year 23. If we make it to 24, they'll be $24. They have frankincense, myrrh, and gold in them. and I do all of it to the specifications of God. So I'm not going to go through what the candle is. What I really want to tell y'all is, if you do want one, email me just the email with no other conversation, just how many candles you want, what candle you want, and where you want it sent to. No other commentary in that email. I only could be paid through Zelle or Cash App, so choose which one you can do it through. But that's another thing. Y'all go look at the video about the candles. It's about the buy-in. God is coming, and where your treasure is, so where your heart be. So when the clouds burst open, something he showed me is that in his presence, a unsanctified world can't stand. Like they're given over to madness. Which remember I told y'all the day I met God. And God told, like, he had to put his hand on my shoulder to stop me from doing this. He said the atrocities that have been committed in this realm makes it to where you can't see me. Go back and look at this video. This is right after I found out what my husband was doing. Right? Literally, God himself showed up to me. He said, because of the atrocities that was committed in this realm, you can't see me, can't look at me. But when you make it to heaven, we will dance. That's what he said. And I'm telling you, there was this moment of that, but it was because you realize it's like your body start testifying. It's like your body gotta say, and it ain't no longer a quiet organic AI. Like, no, it gotta run for it now. And it's like it take over for a moment, kind of wanting to destroy you. Like, cause it know what you made it do, and what its penalty for what it did under your tutelage is the reason why this comes upon you. I'm telling you the truth. That happened. It happened. Faithful witnessed that too. That was the day God came into the room. And I'd always tell y'all about that baby. God is the baby, y'all. God is the baby. Oh. But he needed to show it to me like that, because I knew that I served the goodness so that that baby could have a life, more than any religious doctrine, more than any idolatry towards a person. Like, no matter what, doing what's right by the baby is necessary, or the baby could grow up bad. Like, the baby could no longer be a good seed, and that you don't want that to happen. That's like, I'm gonna tell you this. When judgment comes, it won't be nothing worse than sitting in front of complete innocence. Because this baby was 2 days old, and it would always be 2 days old forever. But you would have to sit in front of that type of innocence while truth is reigning. Like, no, where I can't tell a lie. And you're sitting in front, and you got to tell your deeds in front of that, a 2-day-old baby. I'm telling you, the body takes over. And then, because of the shame of what was done in this realm, I could see it. I see it. I felt it, So, long story short, the God showed me the candle is about sanctifying. So wherever your heart is at, that's where your treasure will be. So you got to give something up for God. You do. That would be, oh, I hear you, Father. That would be his birthday gift. I feel him saying, fast something, or go out of your way to give something up for him, to do it right for him. Like, there was this offer to sell some trees, right? But ain't no trees getting sold here until after the 9th, right? Because God's Jubilee will finish out, But that's my gift to him. That's what I know how to do. Knowing I have not a dime in the world, and I might lose the opportunity. They only offered because they were close by. But I might even lose the opportunity. But I know that the one thing God been begging us to do was to acknowledge his Sabbath and keep it holy. So I haven't planted nothing here. So why would I let anyone harvest any trees from here until after the Sabbath is over? And which we know that'll be over after his birthday, at least. At least. I don't know for sure, but at least, you know. So do what you can for him. He been talking. All right. I love you guys. I gotta go. My back hurt. And I'm just I want to go spend some time with him. I feel like I gotta go. So you go spend some time with him. Talk to y'all soon.